Hello, I'm going to make a little video about the progress of the Gillett phonograph and more specifically how to maintain the motor so the future owners will have a reference on how to maintain it. So as you can see, the Gillett is almost finished. The head is finished. I have only to make the lock nuts and the covers and the diaphragms. Apart from that, is pretty much finished. Then here will go the motor. Here a pulley that go up here, and then with two idle pulleys will make the mandrel turn. I also have to make the half nut, but it's an easy thing that, and apart from that, it's pretty much done. So let's focus on the motor. Oh, also have to trim these threads that are too long for my liking. So the motor is really the way by much the more complex part of this phonograph. It has over 100 pieces, and everything must be perfect if you want it to work correctly. The rotor, for example, here, for example, you see the 6 sectors that are, you cannot see it here because it's perfectly blended and polished, but on the underside you see that they are riveted to the ebonite, to this ebonite disc here. 6 different sectors, 6 different coils, everything balanced. It takes weeks to make it. Let's start to put it together. So, first of all, the base. The base on the blueprints, on the book, you will see that the base doesn't have this part here. Okay, it's only this. But on the article he wrote, that Gillett wrote after publishing the book, he wrote how to make a speed regulator, and it's here is this piece, but it was cut here, of course, because it was grafted to this part here. But the grafting was very bad because the rivets were very close to the edge, so this was a not at all solid piece. So I opted to blend two pieces together so that they are just one piece. So first thing you see here are two oil caps. They are connected through a little tube on the side, and you have to put some drops of oil here to make this fill and to lubricate the lower part of the shaft. This point here, okay, must not be moved. It's already set to the correct height. So let's put a couple of drops of oil and let's start putting it together. The first thing are the two bases here. This will be screwed to the mahogany base. Then two little washers with their nuts. This base, this slot in the base, can be moved to adjust the tension between this pulley and the other pulley that go upwards. Okay, so you can move this accordingly. Just put it in the middle to start, like such. Then comes the 4 columns, 1-inch columns, then the yokes, with their nuts. This is wrought iron, so to avoid the rust, you have to oil it a little bit. Okay. Then comes the rotor. Then these 2 little columns. Then the upper part. Again, this has also an oil cap. You see here, has a very tiny hole in the middle. So how to install it? And you also have to install the brushes. Okay. So the brushes come here at an angle that I don't know if you see it on the video. I will describe a very subtle line like this one, indicating the correct angle. You can change the angle, but the motor will not run at its optimal speed. Okay. So here comes the upper support. Okay, so to install the upper support, you have to make loose the upper oil cup, then put these nuts and tighten them. Okay, so everything is loose, and once they are tight, then it's time to set the oil cap here. To be a fraction loose. Okay. Then let me take some pliers. The brushes must be adjusted so they are flat against the rotor. Like that. Also a drop of oil here. Two. And this cable goes to one brush. Okay. And now it's time to test it. So I was finishing the video when I realized that I didn't have a power source here to test it. So I coupled together just a little radio. I'm using 5 batteries here. I can only use 4, but well, I use 5. And let's test it. One thing before putting it to work. This motor, because of these 2 big coils, will make sparks in the brushes. And also, if you touch it, you can feel some small but perfectly defined um, sparks. Okay, so I don't know if I'm going to put a condenser. I have to investigate if at that era there were already condensers, so to avoid the sparks on the brushes. Because if not, whatever you do, it will make some little sparks, and you will hear it. You will hear them. So this motor doesn't care if you put positive here and negative in the other side, or the other way around, because it will always run in the same direction. If you want to make it run in the other direction, you have to put this side of the coils to one brush, and then the other the other side of the coils to the power source, and of course reverse the brushes. So let's make it work. Here you can see the little sparks. Let me put out some light so you can see them. There you see them. That's perfectly normal for a Manchester type motor. Okay, so that's it, my friends. I hope you enjoyed this video. The next one will be, uh, I hope, of this motor powering the phonograph. Okay, cheers, bye.